Hello and welcome to this video where I will show you how to create your own footer. The biggest problem that I have with the current footer is the misuse of the navbar selector. This is semantically incorrect because, strictly speaking, this is not a navigation bar. But before we work on the footer, let's create some data that we will be using throughout this project. The purpose of this data is to make future modifications easier. Like a single-page app, we can make changes in one spot and it carries through to all of the views. There are a number of ways that we can store the data. We could place it in a JSON file. We can create static values on the client side. We can create a database, or we can create static values on the server side. For this project, I have chosen to create static values on the server side for two reasons. I want to hide the email address, which disqualifies the first two options. And I do not want to introduce a database at this stage. To create our static values, go to Server Connect. Click on the plus icon to create a new file. Give the file a name. Under Action Steps, right-click Steps, Core Actions, and Set Value. Click the Output button to make sure that the value can be displayed. Duplicate the set values so that we have 13 entries all up. Enter the business name for the first entry. For the second entry, we enter an abbreviated business name. The name field does not accept a space or a hyphen. To join two words, use an underscore. Repeat this for the other 11 entries. For the phone link, we prefix the phone number with tel. For the email, I have used an abbreviation so as not to use the word email. This hopefully makes it harder for harvesters to recognize. Display the email in reverse. I have found this to be an effective way to keep email harvesters at bay. We will use CSS to display the email in the correct order. For the link, prefix the email with Male2 and append with the subject. Save the file. To link the file to our document, we go to the App Structure panel. Right-click App, choose Data and Server Connect. Give the Server Connect an ID and link it to our file on the server. Save our document. We can now delete the footer. To insert a new footer, select Main. Insert the footer after the main element. Inside the footer, insert a container. Inside the container, insert a row. In Bootstrap, the row element is a flex container. We will make use of that by not inserting any columns. We do need to add the padding that a column would normally supply. This is a left and right padding of 3, which is the equivalent of 1 m. We also add padding to the top of the row. Inside the row, we add 3 paragraphs, one for the phone number, one for the address, and the last one for the email address. Vertical and horizontal align the paragraphs. Double-click the first paragraph and delete the text. Right-click the paragraph and insert inside an anchor button. Place an icon in front of the text. Highlight the text and click on the thunderbolt to select the phone number. In the Properties panel, select the style for the button. While many modern mobile browsers automatically detect phone numbers and convert them to links, it's a good idea to do this directly in the code. Desktop browsers that don't support voice calls open the default telephony app on the computer. For example, Google Voice or Microsoft Communicator. To add a link, go to Dynamic Attributes and select Link. For the link value, choose the phone link. Mobile Safari automatically converts phone numbers to links with the associated hyperlink styles. To prevent Mobile Safari from automatically detecting phone numbers, we need to tell it not to. To do this, we add a meta tag. Select App, and in the Properties panel, click the Meta Tags Plus button. Under Mobile, choose Phone Numbers. This will tell Safari not to format the number. Double-click the second paragraph. Place an icon before the text. Highlight the text and click on the thunderbolt. Choose the street address, locality, and state. We could have made this with an anchor button as well, which, when clicked, could have taken us to a modal showing a map with the location. For brevity of this video, I will show it in a separate video. Now for the most contentious part of our project. I've always opposed placing Male2 links in a document for various reasons, which I will not go into right now. Yet many of my clients are adamant that they want a Male2 link in their site. They say that their clients are scared of forms that demand input of personal information, not to mention that awful appendage called reCAPTCHA. With a Male2 link, they are using their trusted email client, which leaves a copy of the email on their own system. This is even more true now that our major operating systems include an email client like this Windows Mail program. So here we go. Like we did with the phone number, we add an anchor button. Because the displayed email is back to front, we add the email address first and then the icon. In the Properties panel, add a class of Reverse. If, after refreshing the page, you find that the Reverse class has not worked, open the CSS file and remove the span part of the selector. This is a remnant of a previous version of the repository. Don't forget to save the file after making the correction. Select a style for the button. Instead of attaching a link to the button, which will expose the email address, we will apply an on-click event that uses the browser component to link to the email client. Under Dynamic Events, choose Mouse and click. For the value, choose Browser Go To, and for the link, we choose the email link. And now for the pièce de résistance, the copyright notice. Select row. Insert after another row. Select to center align the content. Add a paragraph inside the row. Double-click the paragraph and insert an icon. Add text as shown and click on the Thunderbolt. Here we select a dynamic date that will automatically change at the start of each year. We also add the name of the business and finish off with some more text. Next, we add a bit of styling to the footer. We change the text color and size. We also change the size of our buttons. If we now look at our page in mobile view, we see a problem with the real estate. There is just not enough space. For a mobile, all we really need is the button for the phone number. We'll hide the rest. I've hidden the copyright notice and the address for both phone views while hiding the email for the mobile portrait view only. Because the buttons are taller than our original footer, we need to adjust the height of the full height element. Open the CSS file and make the change from 110 pixels to 115 pixels. Don't forget to save the file. Also save our index file. Open the browser to check our work. When we inspect the code, we see that the phone number as a link as well as display is clearly recognizable, while there is no link for the email and the display shows a scrambled email address. That is it for a rather longer video than I had hoped for. I hope you enjoyed it. For the next video, we'll populate the contact page. Thank you for watching.